So one of the questions we get asked a lot is about the repo crisis. Is this something that's real? Is this happening? Are you seeing a lot of repos? Answer to that question is yes. Just a couple weeks ago, after the auction happened, the very next day I looked at the listings. There were over 100 of them listed that were repos. So there's a lot, and it's something that's going to be continuing on in the foreseeable future. But the problem with these repos is they're different from what we used to see a year ago. A year ago, we'd have a few repos here and there. We would buy some, take a chance on them, but generally they were in pretty good condition. The ones that I'm seeing now, most of them are inoperable or they have a lot of body damage. So these people that are taking the loans out on them, something happens, they can't pay for it anymore, and they're not paying for insurance because that's super expensive right now. We all know that. And they're not fixing them. So they're getting repoed, taken over there with the body damage or with a bad engine or with a bad transmission. So it's kind of something that's getting worse and worse. So we're going to go through and show you a few of those.
3 hours later.
Look at this. It's been duct taped up. But here's the best part. I want you to take a look inside here at this seat. Doesn't that just grab your attention? That is a beauty. It's a little rough, but that's what we're seeing. You're constantly seeing these vehicles that have been totally neglected. They've got bad transmissions, bad engines, parts are falling off of them, never been cleaned because people can afford to do one thing, and that's to make the payment or maintain it. So when something gives out and they can't drive it anymore, they quit paying on it. So that's what we're seeing. So this is just a little taste of it. So here's a few more repos. Looking at here, I mean, you can just see the damage on some of these. They're definitely not going to be an easy fix. Probably totaled out on a lot of them. When you see something like this blue one over here, this Nissan with the scrapes all down the side, I mean, that's some major repairs there. So even the glass is cracked on that one. But overall, these are definitely in rough condition. So it's not just cars that are being repoed. I've seen a lot of trailers as well. Take a look at this one. Really fancy trailer when it was new, but it has really been trashed. Got wires and hoses just hanging down everywhere under it. Doesn't even look like it sits right. Let's go around and check out this other side. There's damage from blown tires all around it. I'm not even going to go inside it. You feel like you'll get bed bugs or something crawling on you in some of these repos. One thing I didn't mention when we were looking at that red Toyota is that it did have an inoperable label on it. So for some reason that wasn't running when it came into the auction. I didn't dig into it too deeply. I love buying the Toyotas, but generally they've got to be running. We did buy one fairly recently that did have a bad transmission, but it wasn't a repo, but something we could get fixed and still make a little money off of it. But generally we're trying to get something that's operable because of the time taken to get those repaired. So the market's fluctuating, it's changing. If we're stuck with something for 1 or 2 months, we could be upside down on it. You just never know what's going to happen with this market.
The next day.
Here's a repo we picked up. A lot of you are asking how much we paid for vehicles, kind of wanting to know what we're looking at cost-wise. So I'll tell you on this one, it's a 2012 Honda Civic. It was around $3,000 at the auction. We pay an auction fee on top of that, and then we'll, drive up and get it. So there's a little fuel or time involved to get it back to our place. But this is one we'll go through here. I'll kind of show you what we've seen on it, repo-wise. We're very selective on those. This one was actually up to date on its oil change, which is pretty rare on those. It was probably taken back because they decided they paid too much for it and economy had dropped prices a little bit. So that's what I'd imagine, is somebody just was upside down and it didn't want to make the payment anymore. But we did put a new windshield in it, so that's something I've already done on it. Other stuff I'll kind of go through and show you, but we're probably going to be around $4,500 all in when we get the repairs done. Hopefully we can sell that for around $5,500. That's kind of what we try to do, is make around $1,000 on a vehicle. That gives us a little bit of funds to pay for insurance and other things that cost us money to be able to run this business. So check these next couple clips out. All right, guys, I was just in here changing the spark plugs on it, and I noticed that the battery was loose and there's not a mount on it, but hey, they put a new battery in it, so that's pretty good. But I did see this terminal here, which is being held on by a hose clamp. So that's just one of the many things that I'll see when we pick up these repos. People just, I don't know why somebody would think that's an acceptable fix there, but anyway, that's it. All right, here's that Civic that we showed you, that it had the battery clamp missing and the terminal was held on by a hose clamp. This is one of the very few repos we will buy as something like this. I just wanted to show you overall condition and what we were seeing on it. So you can see those two dents, creases in the door. Not too severe. It looks like paintless dent repair should be able to take care of those. There's another small one on the driver's door there. So I've got a guy coming out to check those. We had some scrapes on the front bumper there, but this has never been in an accident. Clean title. And if you look around here, we have some more scratches down there, but not too bad. But one of the odd things that I had to order for this is headrests. So if we look inside here, you'll see the back headrests are all missing. So someone decided that those were worth keeping when the car was going to be repoed. So I've got to go on eBay and purchase those. So maybe I'll get the same ones that they're listing on there. I don't know. They probably just threw them away, but that's kind of what we're seeing. We're testing out this new microphone system. So hopefully this works. There's not much wind today, so it's going to sound better by far than it does when we're at the auction with some wind. But overall, though, this is a pretty solid car. Like I said, clean title, no accidents, just some, dirt and grime and missing the headrests, the dents, and some rigged up fixes there. So
Much later.
all right, so we've got this Civic ready to go. We've given it a tune-up, fresh oil change. I got the headrests in there, as you can see. Picked those up off eBay. It was around $150. So I wasn't able to get the paintless dent repair done yet. He's been booked out so long that he hasn't been able to get to us. So if anyone knows someone in Utah that does that, send them my way. Maybe send me a message, but I'd appreciate a heads up on that. I'd like to have a couple options so when we need something done a little quicker, we can get to it. But this is a good car. It's got 190-ish thousand miles on it. I didn't mention that before, but it's a really clean car. Runs great. Drove it up to Boise and back. We like to drive the vehicles before we sell them just to make sure there's nothing that we're missing, even though we can't be perfect. It's pretty good if you can drive it a ways to find out if there's something wrong with it. So anyway, Civic's ready to go. I just wanted to update you on that. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. Appreciate any followers we can get. We'll start doing a lot more videos if we can get enough subscribers to make that worth it. So appreciate you. Thank you.